Today's lesson is on prepositional phrases. This will be on exercise number 84. Now, I will apologize. I know I used the word prepositional phrases for the multi-word prepositions on a recent lesson, so this will be a little bit different, but we will go through that more carefully in this lesson. So a prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or a pronoun. The noun or pronoun is called the object of the preposition. So remember when we learned about direct and indirect objects? Well, this is the object of the preposition. Now, we will also encounter something called a modifier, which is something that modifies the object, so like an adjective, and this is considered part of the prepositional phrase as well. If we examine this first sentence, the table beside the small door is an antique. The preposition that we see here is beside. So beside will be the beginning. Remember, this is our start, our preposition, and it's going to end with a noun or pronoun. Now, we have a few different nouns here. We have table, we have door, and we have antique, but we're looking for beside. It's beside what? Beside the door. We're just going to go to the next noun. So I'm going to underline in blue. This is our prepositional phrase. As we discussed, the beside is our preposition in this prepositional phrase. Door, the other end, is our noun, and this is a noun, not a pronoun, right? It's not it. The small is going to be our modifier because it is modifying the door. It's telling you that the door is small. It is not a large door. So these would be the three parts of our prepositional phrase. If we look at our next sentence, the man in the blue overalls raced up the stairs. We actually have two pronouns. We have the man in the blue overalls and he raced up the stairs. So our two prepositional phrases will be in, and we're going to go to the next noun, in the blue overalls, because that is what he is in. And we'll have raced up the stairs will be our second prepositional phrase. Now, to label these different parts, in would be our preposition. Overalls is our noun because that tells us what they're in. They're in the overalls. And then the blue would be our modifier. So in the examples in your book, your job, and I'm going to do this in red so you can see how you will actually solve these questions, is you would underline the phrase, you would circle the preposition, and then draw an arrow to the noun or the pronoun that is its object. So the arrow would go to overalls because that's the noun, but the whole phrase, including the modifier, is underlined. Now, if we look at up the stairs, up is our preposition, and stairs is our noun. So we would underline that whole phrase. We'll circle the preposition and draw an arrow to our object, which is the stairs. So I'm going to do one more example with you. So if we look at the team left before us, our preposition is before. And so to go to the next noun, that's what we'll underline. We would underline us. So before us is the whole prepositional phrase, and us is actually a noun. So that will be our prepositional object. So before would be our preposition, us would be our object, and there's actually no modifier in this example. So you just need your underline, circle, arrow. For this assignment, you'll be doing page 103, which is exercise 84. And at the end of every question, you'll notice that there is a number in brackets. So this number tells you how many prepositional phrases there are in the sentence. So remember, prepositional phrases can have three components: a preposition, a modifier, and an object. So in your sentence, just like we did on the previous examples, you'll underline the whole phrase, circle the preposition, and draw an arrow from it pointing towards the object. Now, they may or may not have a modifier. It is optional. Okay, so remember that not all of these will have a modifier, but if there is one, it should be underlined as well. There will be a Google form for you to fill out and then turn in, and remember, you can always let me know if you need some help, because this is a bit of a tricky lesson.